Happy Saturday, guys. I am coming into your space on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. All of you who know me, you know that I am all about I matter in this self love journey, making sure that we as women are keeping ourselves as a priority as our lives, making sure that we're taking daily self love action steps to make sure that we're putting ourselves first so that we can love on others and love into others. But we have to love on ourselves first. So, one of the things that I want to talk about today as a daily I Matter self love action step would be time management. How do you manage your time? Are you late to everything? Do you struggle with committing to your goals? Do you start and stop, start and stop? Do you struggle with that? I ask that question because I believe that there is a direct correlation between time management and goal setting. I say that because if you manage your time very well, more than likely you will do well in achieving the goal that you set out for yourself. If you do not manage your time very well, you're going to struggle, and more than likely, you're going to be late in meeting deadlines, late in meeting your goal, if you even achieve the goal at all. So time management is very, very, very important and is directly correlated to any goals that you set, for sure. So how do we manage our time? How do we do it? So I would say, as a part of my personal journey, I'm working on what I'm calling the RID system, RID, which means we must get rid of any excuses or anything that is preventing us from achieving our goals, that is preventing us from whatever time that we have set aside to achieve the goal, we must get rid of it. And we do that by being realistic, intentional, and diligent about our time. So as an example, let's just say, using me as an example, we'll use something really easy, that I decide that I want to lose 20 pounds and I am going to commit to working out 5 days a week for 1 hour. Now, I haven't looked at my schedule or anything. I just threw this goal out there and decided that this was what I was going to do. Day one, I work out, boom, boom, boom. Everything is good. I'm feeling good. I'm like, wow, that was a great workout. Everything is fine. Day two, I work out, same thing, feeling pretty good. Oh, yes, I can do this. Day three, oh my goodness, I have something going on. I can't work out today. So I cut my workout short. Day four, my phone is ringing. I'm getting text messages. So I procrastinate into starting my workout. And then I half do the workout. Day six, I don't do anything because I realized that I had something else planned in that time slot. We roll into the following week. I start off again. Day one, I'm working out pretty good in the first hour. Day two, the cycle continues. Distractions are allowed to flow into that time space, and I have other things going on that I didn't adequately prepare for when I decided that I was going to adapt this new goal of working out 5 days a week for 1 hour. So the reality is that really was just not a realistic goal for me. It wasn't realistic because my work responsibilities and my work obligations and my personal responsibilities does not allow me to be able to allocate an hour 5 days a week to work out. The reality is that my work obligations and my schedule really only allows me to do more like 3 days a week for 30 minutes, realistically. So the way to do this is that you have to be realistic about the time that you can allocate to your goals. So you have to look at your schedule fully. Put everything on there, all of your obligations, all of your responsibilities, lay it out on your calendar so you can see how much time you can realistically put to the side for this goal. Once you do that, now you have a realistic time set aside to reach the goal. In this case, working out 30 minutes for 3 days a week to reach this 20-pound weight loss goal. That's a realistic time slot that I have allocated to reach this goal. Now let's go to step two. because it doesn't stop there. Step 2 is that you have to be intentional with your time. Whatever that time slot that you set aside, in this case, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, I have to be intentional with that time now, because otherwise it's wasted time. So being intentional means what? We have to eliminate distractions that may go into that time space. We have to make sure that we're focused in that time space. We have to make sure that we are completely intentional and locked in during that time space that we've allocated for this goal that we're trying to reach. As another example is for my friends that tend to be late to stuff all the time. You see, I'm raising my hand. Yes, ma'am. So what happens there is that it's not necessarily that, people are planning to be late. Usually what happens is that the time that's being allocated to get ready to be on time is not intentional. The time is not intentional. So I can use myself as an example, and the time space that I've allocated to get ready so that I can be punctual and have an on-time arrival. I want to throw a load of clothes in the wash. I want to vacuum the floor. I'm looking into something that I haven't looked at in probably a month, but suddenly it becomes a priority during this time space. So that means that I'm not being intentional with my time, and so therefore, guess what? Next thing you know, I'm running late, and now I'm late to wherever I'm trying to go. Clear example of just not being intentional with your time. So you must be intentional with your time. So let's go back. You must understand and set a realistic time slot to reach your goal. Second step is once you've established that, then you must be intentional in that space that you're working with. And lastly, you must be diligent. You must. Diligence is key to reaching any goal. You must be diligent. You must be consistent in that time slot that you set to the side. If you're diligent in that space, I don't care what the goal is. I don't care if it's working out, building muscle. I don't care if it is changing your diet. You will see the results over time if you're diligent. And I don't care if it is writing a book. Whatever the goal is, if you are diligent and you stay at it, you will achieve that goal. So again, let's repeat. Let's adapt this RID system. Let's be realistic with the time that we're allocating to our goals. Let's be intentional about that time space, and let's be diligent. Thank you, everyone, for your space and allow me to share your time. And hopefully you will adopt this RID system and see a change in managing your time and see a change to the end result of your goals. Enjoy your Saturday afternoon.